this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. This video is going to be fun. So I actually went ahead and crunched some numbers myself before hitting the record button here. And I was inspired by this article from the Crypto Basic. Title is as follows. Ethereum surged from $126 to $4,860 in last cycle. What if XRP surges the same way? Oh, yes. Well, I'll tell you this. They actually, I don't know why, they have some pretty obviously incorrect numbers in this article, so I went ahead and fixed the problem. But you know, crypto media, I actually like the Crypto Basic, but I'm still going to give them some trouble. Like I always say, crypto media, it's a bunch of C students doing some writings on the internet. They're pretty much, no. I do like them though. So I will tease. But I went ahead and fixed the problem and calculated the actual numbers, close enough anyway. And it's fascinating. The reason that this is fascinating is because XRP historically has challenged ETH. Now, it didn't get even close to that last market cycle because of the SEC nonsense, but perhaps the fight will resume for that number 2 spot. It's not crazy to think. But what if XRP this market cycle behaves even close to how ETH did last market cycle? What if it just does that? And what if ETH surges way above? Because I'll tell you this, and it's pretty cool, like even if XRP doesn't get close to hitting that number 2 spot because ETH's taking off and so is everything else, in terms of dollars and percentage gains, if XRP behaves like ETH did, and there is historic precedent for this, it's going to make a lot of people filthy rich. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. I wanted to mention, so at the time of recording this video, XRP's 51 cents, it's actually up about 1% over the last 24 hours. Bitcoin's down over 1% actually over the last 24 hours, 69,649 bucks. Got as low as $68,857. This resulted in a lot of people who have been speaking bearish recently coming back out of the woodworks. You know, for most of the last week, they've been silent as Bitcoin is creeping higher. And then they came back out of their little short hibernation to yell stuff on the internet. And okay, that's fine. They can do whatever the hell they want. Bitcoin did get as low as 68,857 bucks. But I wanted to share this post from chart analyst Tony Severino. Because, to be clear, there are tons of analysts that have said a pullback like this is possible and perhaps probable. And it's not even a crazy pullback. And so he drew a trend line going back to much early in this year. You can see where Bitcoin hit its all-time high in March. And you can see the trend line goes down, and so it was bumping up against this resistance level, finally recently broke above it, and then what did it do? It slammed back down to that trend line, but it's now support rather than resistance, at least at the time that I'm recording this. And I understand, of course, that could change. But Tony saw that. He said, so fresh and so clean. And this is normal. Once something breaks out from a trend line, I'm not an analyst, but I do know this. It's very normal for it to come back down, test what was previously resistance, test it as support, and then have a continuation to the upside. And with us getting closer to the United States election, which historically absolutely, you know, once that's over, that absolutely has impacted what markets do, you know, with the stock market and crypto. The timing of this even makes sense from a historic precedent. So pretty cool stuff here. So anyway, this article, I'm not going to read the article. It just inspired me, and that's the reason that I even had it pulled up here. But again, they had a bunch of incorrect numbers, so let me just fix this. And I am using admittedly rough numbers here, but it's pretty close. Theirs were more wildly incorrect. Like, for instance, they cite for the, you know, when we were in the bear market of 2018, they're citing the low for ETH in 2020. It doesn't make sense. I don't know why. For instance, here, I'll just show you since I got this pulled up anyway. The bottom for ETH, it was December 15th, 2018. I believe that was the literal bottom of the market. Here we go. Right, there we go. I actually got, I believe this is the literal bottom. If I'm mistaken, somebody can correct me. But here you can see ETH was 88 bucks. Let's just go with the round number, $88. Dirt cheap, especially considering that it had a high. I think it actually, I could be mistaken. I think that ETH in early January 2018, I think it got up to closer to 1,500 bucks. Here we're showing a peak of $1,241, but I'm assuming that's because that's the daily close rather than however high it would have wicked above that. Either way, it crashed a lot. You know, there's a substantial over 90% fall for ETH at that point in time, and it was an excellent opportunity, obviously, to accumulate. So that was the bottom, $88 ETH. And what did it run up to? Well, it ran up to what is still the all-time high in November of 2021, $4,861. That's what it ran up to. So think about this. So there was that. That's the percentage increase for that would be, again, for ETH from $88 to $4,861. That's a 5,423% increase, and that's pretty damn impressive. And that was for a previous market cycle, presumably way more dollars in terms of absolute money flowing in. Way more will flow in this time because with each cycle, more money flows in. So there's technically less opportunity because in terms of the multiplier effect, the percentage gains won't be the same. But if you're talking in terms of absolute dollars and the fact that XRP has been fluttering about where it has been for years and years on end, XRP has an opportunity to be much more substantially impacted as a result of that. It could be just truly wild. And by the way, the market cap for ETH at that point, when it did hit its all-time high, it would have been somewhere around $573 billion, something like that. Okay, now consider XRP. So XRP bottomed at 10 cents for the previous market cycle and ran up to about $2 anyway. So that's close to a 1,900% price increase from the bottom to the top, which still, not a new all-time high, but kind of impressive considering it stayed in the top 10 coins by market cap and it was under attack by the SEC. Kind of cool to see despite that, even though it's disappointing because I think we would have already had our life-changing wealth if not for that nonsense, but is what it is. So what about this market cycle though? So this market cycle, XRP, and we'll see how high it goes, but it has bottomed at 28 cents. And that was in June of 2022. So if XRP has the same percentage increase, just for fun here, if it has the same percentage increase that ETH had when it went from $88 to $4,861, that's a 5,423% increase. If that happens, that would bring the price of XRP to $15.46. Now, that is not crazy. This stuff happens in crypto all the time. So to think that we might hit something like, and this is completely outside of chart analysis. It's fun to look at stuff like this too, I think, because it's like, okay, do humans behave in such a way that this would even be reasonable outside of looking at charts? The answer is yes. It has happened before. And XRP's run way stronger than that. Some people are going to hear that and think, yeah, that's reasonable and it's conservative, if anything. I'm sure there's all sorts of people that will feel that way. And I don't blame you. So, and by the way, that would bring XRP to a market cap of roughly $878 billion. So, again, in ETH, I understand ETH's all-time high market cap was about, what did I say, I got it written down here, $573 billion. Okay, so this would be higher than that, but presumably ETH would be running too. So it doesn't mean for sure that XRP is going to hit that number 2 spot, though I think that's on the table. That certainly could. And who says that XRP can only run this strong? It's been suppressed for so long, I'll not be surprised to see it go even stronger than this, to be honest with you. And we'll see. But I don't think that would be crazy at all. So I wanted to highlight this because it is kind of fun to think in these terms, but also to point out that it's not just for the hell of it. It's because this is grounded in reality. Like this is, humans behave in such a way that these numbers do occur in crypto and have consistently for over like 15 years now, for the entire existence of this asset class. It's cool as hell. It absolutely is. There's also this post from chart analyst Crypto Insight UK. He noted the following: XRP holding the bottom of the range here. To be clear, there is a lot of liquidity at 46.5 cents to 48 cents. I think XRP will take this liquidity before moving up towards the 67-cent range. Okay, so he's warning you could see a XRP price a good bit lower before you see move to the upside. But take a look at this. Since we're talking about ETH, XRP versus ETH. Here, let me pull up, I think this is the chart. Yeah, this is an XRP ETH chart. Bullish divergence forming on the daily. I'll just say this. XRP, by the time this market cycle's over, we'll look back and say, yep, XRP substantially outperformed Bitcoin and substantially outperformed ETH. And I hold all three of them. I'll not be surprised when we see that happen because XRP is so supremely undervalued. And look at how it's been behaving since June of this year. It's incredible. And then he highlights this, XRP versus Bitcoin. Hidden bullish divergence forming as RSI hits lows and is looking to reverse trend. So take it for what it's worth here. But markets always find bottoms. And in the meantime, there's a lot of volatility that shakes people out. But so what? Like I say somewhat frequently, this is it's a binary bet for me, because either I'm wrong and it goes to zero, which is possible, or I'm right and XRP eventually hits a new all-time high. But one of those things is going to happen. XRP cannot and will not stay in this range forever. One of those things will happen. I don't know for sure which, but I have some strong conviction, and I think for very good reason. I think we see ultimately a continuation to the upside here. So to think that we couldn't see a new all-time high price discovery, I mean, God, that's just silly as hell. And it couldn't be more obvious. And even today, and I mentioned this in the last video, so I'll just briefly mention it here. Another XRP ETF filed today. Another one. XRP on top of that, in Grayscale's digital large cap fund. And they're trying to convert that into an ETF. Blue skies ahead, I'll just say that. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.